Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from DeltiasGaming.com. And just when you think Larian Studios is done with Baldur's Gate 3, you're wrong. Coming next year, Patch 8. Oh boy, it's a big one. I'm here to tell you what it is, why you should care, and why you're going to be jumping back into Baldur's Gate 3 in 2025. Let's get started. Patch 7 was released in September of 2024, and we thought that was going to be the last major patch. However, to the delight of fans, we got news. Patch 8 is dropping with an upcoming beta that players can jump in and test the new content, specifically a stress test. We do not know the release of Patch 8. It's said to happen next year in 2025. So I'm guessing the stress test will be around January. That's a total guess on my part. So what should you know real quick, too long didn't read about Patch 8 before I jump into the nitty-gritty details. 1, it's going to be cross-play compatible. Players across PC, Mac, PS5, and Xbox can join multiplayer together seamlessly, full cross-platform progression. There's going to be photo mode, a robust photo mode allowing you to capture and edit in-game moments with tools, camera positioning, lens setting, scene adjustments, and more. And the big, massive nuclear missile for me, 12 new subclasses. And it looks like one for each class. Amazing. We will cover this more in detail. There's going to be enhanced role play for subclasses specifically, including new interactions tailored to the storytelling and gameplay experience of some specific subclasses. Talked about this already, but it's stress test opportunities, modding support expansion. If you didn't think mods were good enough, well, you're going to get even more expanded opportunities to mod your game. New mechanics in games such as curses exploding, alcohol consumption affecting gameplay, and much, much more. And right now, looks like BG3 is available on discount, Steam, GOG, and PlayStation to celebrate the upcoming patch and welcome in new players. No, I'm not sponsored. Sad face, wish I was. Okay, so the heart and soul of this update for me, I think, and what people are going to want to know about are the 12 new subclasses, which makes the game, even more replayable if that weren't a thing already. So the Bard is going to get College of Glamour. A College of Glamour Bard, you're going to find the ability to heal your friends and command enemies to equal measure. Cast Mantle of Inspiration to bestow your allies with 5 temporary hit points. And if you get attacked while it's cast, they find themselves charmed. So it's probably another support type bard. Some of this may be based off of D&D, and I'm sure you'll note in the comments what they are and how they play. Barbarian, you're going to get Path of Giants. So newfound giant strength will make it easier by chugging potions to pump those muscles. Barbarians benefit from Giant's Rage passive that grants both size and strength, allowing you to deal additional damage with throw attacks. So maybe the throw meta is coming back with the trident, and maybe even more carrying capacity to haul all that loot. Interesting one here, Cleric Death Domain. As a Cleric of Death, you'll find new dark tricks up your sleeve. This includes Toll of the Dead, a cantrip that causes damage when your Cleric rings the bell of impending doom, a number that scales if your target has already been damaged. And they've added something called Homebrew, ability to explode nearby corpses, damaging enemies. Druid gets the Circle of Stars subclass, accessing powers beyond those offered through classic wild shapes, taking on one of 3 starry forms of their power, the constellation of the Archer, Chalice, and Dragon. Each one favors a different playstyle and strategy. The Archer dealing radiant damage and astral arrows, the life-giving Chalice restoring HP to others nearby, and the Wise Dragon, allowing you to deal damage with additional bonuses to Constitution rolls. The starry form offers not just a celestial aesthetic, but practical, powerful options to enhance your role as a healer, fighter, or strategist. Paladin gets Oath of Crowns. You have sworn an oath to protect principles of law. Sounds like a police officer in Baldur's Gate 3. You'll be rewarded if you stay true to your oath, with the power to aid your allies and disrupt your foes, guide companions into battle with righteous clarity, taunt enemies with strategic interrupts, and keep your party standing strong with divine allegiance, absorbing their damage while restoring their health. Sounds like a tank. Fighter's gonna get Arcane Archer, mastering the dual arts of magic and marksmanship. The Arcane Archer subclass offers unique skills on top of now shooting animations. Banish foes to the Fey while removing them from the battlefield for a turn, or unleash psychic damage that forces enemies to make a wisdom saving throw or be blinded at the start of the turn. If you like the hybrid playstyle of the fighter, similar to the Eldritch Knight, but maybe a little bit more range, this could be for you. The monk's going to get everyone's favorite, Drunken Master, putting the brew in home brew. You're going to have the ability to straight up consume alcohol, shots, and drinks in your inventory, as well drink from bottles you see around the Sword of the Coast in order to recover chi. By sharing the bottle with your enemies using intoxicated strides, you'll generate a buff towards your armor class and chance to hit drunken targets. Yes, drunken enemies. So I don't know how good this one's going to be. Sounds pretty goofy, but I was wrong with the monk originally, and it is super powerful, so we'll see how this subclass performs. The ranger is going to get Swarmkeeper. So this is a subclass that provides 3 kinds of deadly swarms to assist them in combat. The cloud of jellyfish deals extra lightning damage, potentially shocking your enemies. The flurry of moth deals psychic damage, giving you the potential to blind your enemies. And legion of bees deals piercing, forcing them to make strength saving throws or be knocked back up to 15 feet. So each swarm has the ability to provide you with teleportation capabilities. That sounds pretty good. If you're like me, I love the Gloomstalker. I don't know if this would be worth playing over it, but we will see. The rogue is going to get the Swashbuckler subclass. This is going to be playing dirty by tossing sand at enemies to blind them, flicking your weapon to disarm them, or using fancy footwork passive with melee to ensure they can't make an opportunity attack against the rest of you for your turn. Sorcerer is going to get shadow magic. So as a shadow magic sorcerer, you deal in a form of magic that makes you the deadliest in the darkness. This subclass gives the sorcerer superior dark vision as well as shadow walk between places of dim light or darkness. It lets you call forth the perfectly homebrewed hound of ill omen to harass your foes and use strength of the grave to prevent you from being down. So ideal for those honor mode runs. Warlock's going to get Hexblade. So Hexblade makes a pact with entities from the Shadowfell that manifest in form of magical weapons. Curse your enemies and force their souls to do your binding. Slay an enemy that isn't generally an element of nature, construct giant blob or already dead, and you'll be able to raise their spirit from corpses for 10 turns. So it sounds like a necrotic / summoning version of the Warlock. And the wizard's gonna get Bladesinging. Urges swordplay with wizardry. Yes, another hybrid class, maybe underperforming, but you guys like them hybrids. Supernatural speed, agility, and focus, giving you a bonus to any constitution save and throw you make. Now, I am not a D&D sweat lord, so I don't know how each and every single one of these are going to be adapted into Baldur's Gate 3. What I do know is it sounds really, really fun. I'm sure some of these are going to be overpowered and underpowered, so we're going to have to re-rank all the tier lists and builds and do all that sort of thing. But it gives you yet another reason to come back and play Baldur's Gate 3, and I think that's what's so great for fans like me and you probably watching this video, is not only that they kept the game updated, not only did they keep continuing to fix it, not only did they keep continuing to add content, but it was free. They listened to the fans for almost 3 years during early access, polished the game, improved it, and did the unthinkable. Listen to their player base for what we actually wanted. They're continuing to support this game, making it better in one of the greatest, if not the greatest, fantasy RPG in the history of gaming. Yes, I said it. You can disagree with me, Zelda fans out there, but it just keeps continuing to get better and better. I'm going to leave a link in the description below for the full community update in case you want to read it more, but I wanted to get this out on my channel, letting you know I will be covering the builds and the content with Baldur's Gate 3 Patch 8, and hopefully giving you a deep dive when the stress test happens, and I can no-life that, chugging Mountain Dew, and hopefully play every subclass. Thanks for watching.